In this section, we'll be discussing some of our best-selling rechargeable and remote control products. One of the first rechargeable products that we launched was our charged Voom Bullet. So if you are familiar with our battery-powered Voom, this is actually going to feel very similar because it is a low-pitched vibration. They're actually on the same tone. So they're going to feel really similar to each other, which is kind of cool. If you have someone that's already familiar with that battery powered Voom and they're ready to move into rechargeable, this is going to be a very easy step. Now, I do like to point out a couple of kind of cool things about our rechargeable products in general. One is that every single rechargeable product comes with a 2-year warranty. It does officially say limited on the package, and what that is for is more the unknown. So we've had these out on the market for over 3 years now. I'm going to knock on wood. In the 3 years that we've had them, we have yet to tell somebody, I'm sorry, I just can't help you with that. So we have even been warrantying the soft part. So say somebody buys something like the rechargeable version of the O'Hare or the Oh Wow and the ring snaps. If they contact us, we're just going to send them a new one. They don't even need to send the defective one back to us, which I love. And one other really cool thing is the type of cable that we chose to have the connection. We did the plug-in style. So that way, it just basically plugs right in like that, like a headset jack, and you've got your connection versus a magnet style. I'm sure if you've ever had a magnet style, you've noticed, the slightest movement, it falls off, it doesn't connect, you get home, you think it's charged, it's not, it's kind of sad. So that's kind of cool. And we do offer the recharging cable. So every single one of our products, rechargeable products, does come with its own cable. However, your customers are going to leave them in hotels. Their dog will eat them, their kid will flush them, whatever story they've got going on. And how cool if you can be their saving grace for under $5 retail. So this not only fits every single one of our rechargeable toys, but it does fit some other manufacturer ones as well. So if they have the plug-in style connector, give it a try, see if it'll work, and you'll probably end up selling quite a few of these in your store, which is kind of neat. So like I said, that Voom Bullet, we more or less took the same pitch that the battery powered one had, and we turned it into a rechargeable toy. This item is 10 functions total. You've got 3 speeds, so low, medium, high, and then the next 7 are the pulse, surge, escalate, all that good stuff. We did also take several of our best sellers and we turned those into rechargeables as well. These are using that Voom Bullet. So 2 good examples, we have O'Hare and we have O'Hare XL. And what's nice, if you carry, both versions, the battery powered and the rechargeable version in your store, you can help out your customers depending on their experience level or their budget that day. So you could talk to them about the rechargeable version of it, and then once they find out it's over $50, if they're like, ooh, that's a little bit much for me, or I don't really even know if I like cock rings or vibration for that matter, for about $25, you could get them started on this battery powered version. And then when they come back in, you could sell them the rechargeable. Technically, they could take the battery powered version, buy just the Voom, and then swap out the motor or the motor. But a great way to talk to them about buying the whole thing over again, if they buy this version, the cock ring part also has a 2-year warranty, so which is kind of cool. And again, just in case you didn't get to see me talk about it as a reusable item, we do have both O'Hare and O'Hare XL. Both of them come in black and in pink. And the big difference, again, is that center ring. On the original O'Hare, that center ring has tons of constriction, so you want to make sure your customer really likes their constriction. If they're not sure, or they know they like a lighter constriction, that O'Hare XL is going to be a better option for them. U-Turn Plus is another one of our rechargeable options. This is using that same 10 function Voom bullet at its heart, but this one's neat because it's really versatile. So one thing that we did, we put all the ways to play right on the front of the box. The customer doesn't even need to pick it up to kind of see all the different things it can do. But basically this one can be used as a finger vibe. You can also take it where you're going to put your fingers through and leave the vibrator down this way. What this is going to let you do is you do that G-spot move internally, and then there's clitoral vibration happening at the same time. And this is also a great cock ring. So extremely stretchy, very minimal constriction. So again, if the customer is saying, I really don't like much constriction, the U-Turn Plus is a really good option to offer up. Charged Positive. This is the second motor that we launched when we first launched our rechargeable line. This is the power motor. When this came out, I was like, yes, finally, one for me. Yay. One really neat thing about this is the little stand that comes with it. So this is basically you just slip the bullet into there. When it's charging, you don't have to worry about it being on the table, but also it doubles as a little fingertip holder, which you kind of need when this thing, once you get it vibrating, you're going to want to have something because trying to hold on to it by itself is a little tough. So the original Positive is a 20 function motor. The first 3 are power levels. So you have low, medium, high, and then the next are all pulse, surge, escalate, all that good stuff. Now, this original Positive is fantastic for a power user like me. If you have someone who doesn't know how strong they like their vibrations or know they sometimes like a lighter touch, we do have also the Positive remote. So this one is a 20 function toy as well, but the first 10 levels are power levels. So on the Positive remote, level 4 is about equal to the first level of that original Positive. Level 7 is equal to about level 2. And level 10 is equal to about level 3. So I actually have a funny story about that myself. When we first launched that original Positive, I gave it to a friend of mine. I'm like, here, you're going to love this. It's going to be amazing. It's my favorite new toy. She comes back to me a couple weeks later like, seriously, what's wrong with your clit? Why do you need things this strong? Even on the lowest level, it's out of control. And I was like, oh, okay. So when we launched the Positive remote, I sent her that one. I'm like, all right, now tell me what you think. She loves it on level 1, which is like a quarter strong as the lowest level of the original Positive. And if she gets really crazy, she'll get to level 2, which is about half as strong. So it is nice to have both in the store. That way you can help out your customer no matter what their level ends up being. Charged Big O is the rechargeable version of our reusable Big O product. So this one thing that we did do though, is we, on the part where the motor goes in, we opened it up. So on the original Big O, one side is closed off. You really can't put anything but that one size motor in there. With this one, since it goes all the way through, they could start out with this toy and then they could always, grab a Voom or even a Positive or whatever if they wanted to get stronger with that. This is a wonderful beginner toy for your customers because the ring is pretty much the same as that Big O. So it's got some constriction, not a lot. The motor is fairly petite. Also, the price point's wonderful. It's under $30, so that's great. So it is a 4-function toy. It's pitch-wise it's more geared towards low pitch, not quite as low as the Voom or the Positive motors, but pretty darn close. So you do actually get a lot of power with this thing. Like I said, it's 4 functions. You've got low, medium, high, and pulse. My secret remote control panty. So currently we have this both in a battery powered and in a rechargeable version. On both versions, the panty is the same. So what you've got is really nice soft lace. You've got a pocket in the front to put the bullet. And then you have stretchy tie sides, which fit up over 60 inches. So just about everybody. Kind of cool. The big difference is, the other same thing is actually the controller ring. So, which looks like this. The controller ring is also the same. The big difference is in the bullet. So on the battery powered one, if you listen to my section for the reusables where I talk about high pitched and low pitched vibrations, the battery powered one does have a high pitched bullet, whereas the rechargeable one has a low pitched bullet. Also, on the battery-powered one, the only way to make that bullet vibrate is with the controller ring. Where on the rechargeable one, it's going to work with the ring. It also is just a 10-function Voom bullet all by itself. So I think there's somewhere around $15 difference MSRP. You know, that extra $15 definitely gets you some more bang for your buck, which is kind of cool. Basically, how you make them work on the rechargeable, you're just going to hold the button down until the light comes on. At that point, you could hit the button again and just make it vibrate all on its own. Or once the light comes on, you could grab a remote control button, hit the button, you're going to make that connection, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Now, one thing that's unique about our remote control products is the bullets can only speak to one remote at a time. And what we call that is a syncing function. So generally in our industry, the same motor talks to all of the remotes all of the time. So if you're in public, maybe your partner's turning you on, and maybe some creep 3 tables over is, who's like, check this out, I can make them jump, right? Not so great. With ours, when you're in public, you know, the bullet can only talk to one remote at a time. So when you're out and about, you know for a fact it's your partner turning you on and nobody else. Now, one quick item I am going to slip in here because it's super fun and you may or may not be aware of it. Remote panties have a name, so they generally tend to sell really well. But what we have here is this is the My Secret for Him. This is basically a remote control panty for a penis. So, when we were kind of trying to figure out like how we could stimulate them in public as well, we were like, how do you make this happen? How do you make it, how do you make something go onto a penis to wear out in public? Obviously tighty whities, jock straps, that'd be tough because you'd have to have sizes and things like that. So what we have is a wearable ring. So this is super crazy stretchy. If you have these or you're about to get them and you don't have a tester, contact us because you're going to want one. So what you're going to do is basically, show them how big it can stretch. If you have someone there, especially if they have a huge hand, it's even better. But basically just put the ring around the widest part of their hand and then have them feel. Look, there's basically no constriction whatsoever. So, this is going to be easy to wear out in public. It's shaped so that you can have 2 different types of stimulation happen. So if you have it go this way where shaft and testicles go up through this way, this is going to sit underneath the testicles and stimulate there, maybe partially even the bottom of the shaft. Or you can also have it go this way, and this is where it's going to more tuck up under behind the testicles and stimulate the perineum area. So lots of fun options there with that. My secret remote control plug. So we have the original and we have the XL size. Both of these feature that 20 function positive motor. Both of them, the first 10 are power levels. So it starts out with a very light vibration and gets very, very powerful if you can dare to take it. I've had some feedback. They're like, that's really strong. Like, I actually needed to get that back down to about 6 before. I couldn't take it very long. Both of them have a very easy entry point. So it's, smaller than the tip of a pinky. So nice, easy going. Both of them get wide enough and then narrow so that they're going to stay in place, which is kind of cool. And then both of them, you can use them on their own. They do also come with a toggle remote. So this differs from the Ring remote a little bit because this one has both up and down for functions. So, if you are out in public, you get it up to say like level 8 and you're like, whoa, 5 was better. You don't have to worry about going all the way around in a circle. You can just go up and down as you like. Now, one thing really cool about our remote control toys is toys that come with a toggle remote can actually be controlled with a Ring remote. And toys that come with a Ring remote can be controlled with the toggle remote. The only difference this is the one from our panty set. This bullet only understands up in regards to functions because it comes with a, 1 button Ring remote. So the down can almost act like a panic button, right? So you're going to hold it down till the light comes on. You press this button, it starts vibrating. And then say, you're like, oh my gosh, make it stop right now. You hit the down button, turns off. You're ready to have fun again, hit the up button. It's going to turn right back on for you. So kind of cool.